lovely students, welcome back to my YouTube channel Ghalib's English School. In today's video we're going to talk about car theory test chapter number 2, attitude. In this chapter I'm going to teach you that how you should keep your attitude with others, how you should behave with others as a driver on public roads. So before I start, I would like you to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon down below for all the updates. We also offer online classes for car theory test, life in the UK test, and all visa related different English test for Home Office, whether it's for indefinite leave to remain or for British citizenship. You can contact us on this email on your screen. So let's straight jump into chapter number 2, car theory test, which is attitude. So here we go. Guys, question number 1 is, which type of crossing allows cyclists to ride across while pedestrians are also crossing? So in simple words, that which crossing gives cyclist and pedestrian permission to go together, whether it's token crossing, puffin crossing, pelican crossing, or zebra crossing. So the correct answer is token crossing. Question number 2. When should you flash your headlights at other road users? When showing that you are giving way to someone, when showing that you are about to turn, when telling them that you have the right of way, when letting them know that you are there. So when you flash the headlights, you tell them that you are there. Question number 3. You are traveling at legal speed limit. What should you do if the vehicle behind approaches quickly, flashing its headlights? So let's say there is a 30-mile speed limit on the road and you're driving on the same speed, but someone is driving very fast right behind you and trying to overtake you. What should you do? Gives you headlight, approaches very quickly. What should you do? Should you accelerate to make a gap behind you? Touch the brakes sharply to show you your brakes lights? To maintain your speed to prevent the vehicle from overtaking, or allow the vehicle to overtake? So the suitable way or the best way is that you should allow the vehicle to overtake. Maybe that person is an emergency. That's why he's trying to overtake you. Question number 4. When should you use your vehicle's horn? To alert others to your presence? To signal your annoyance? To allow your right of way? To greet other road users? So when you use horn, you alert others of your presence, that you are there. So the correct option is number 1. Question 5. The conditions are good and dry. When should you use the 2-second rule? As you are aware of the rules that if the road is dry, there is no rain, it's not wet, so we keep 2-second time gap. That's in time. But how it should be distance wise, so that should be at least 1 car's length. But here the question is, the conditions are good and dry. When should you use the 2-second rule? Before restarting the engine after it has stalled, when checking your gap from the vehicle in front, before using mirror signal maneuver routine, or when traffic lights change to green. So the correct answer is when you are checking your gap from the vehicle in front. So you should at least leave 2-second gap if the road surface is dry. If it's wet, then you should double the distance, which is 4 seconds. Question 6. What will happen if you follow this vehicle too closely? That's a lorry. So if you follow this lorry too closely, for example, you get too close to that, what will happen? Your brakes will overheat, your fuel consumption will be increased, your engine will overheat, your view ahead will be reduced. So the correct option is number 4. Your view ahead will be reduced. You won't be able to see clearly what's happening there because you are right behind this container. And the driver, he or she cannot see you if you are too close to this lorry. So you need to keep a distance from a large vehicle when you are following that, so the driver can see you in their side mirrors. Question 7. What's the minimum time gap you should leave when following a vehicle on a wet road? So this question is related to one of our questions we did now. So if the road is wet, the question before that was when the road surface is dry. But if the road surface is wet, how should be your distance from the other vehicle? 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or 4 seconds? So it should be 4 seconds, because on dry surface we keep 2-second time gap. So for wet, we should double that. It should be 4 seconds. Question 8. You are in one-way street and you want to turn right. Where should you position your vehicle when there are 2 lanes? So you are in a one-way street. Remember that you cannot U-turn, you cannot reverse because it's going one way, all the traffic. And you want to turn right when there are 2 lanes. You want to turn right. So simple. If you want to turn right, keep your position to right. If you want to turn left, keep your position to left. So in the right-hand lane, in the left-hand lane, in either lane depending on the traffic, just left of the center lane. So there is no center lane, guys. It's telling you that there are 2 lanes. So if there are 2 lanes and you want to turn right, just keep your car or your vehicle in the right-hand side, in the right-hand lane. If you want to turn left, just go to the left. So the correct option is you will keep your vehicle in the right-hand lane. Question 9. You are being overtaken by a long, heavily laden lorry. Heavily laden lorry means it's a lorry, it's a truck which is overloaded. Not overloaded in a sense, it means it has too much load on it and is trying to overtake you. What should you do if it's taking a long time for it to overtake? But if the lorry is taking long time to overtake you because it's loaded, it's very long, it's heavy, what should you do? Should you speed up? Should you slow down, hold your speed, or change direction? So the answer is you should slow down. Let the vehicle overtake you and go in the left, because the lorry driver usually they overtake and then they move to the left. They want to keep in the left-hand lane. Question 10. You wish to turn right ahead. Why should you take up the correct position in good time? So if you want to turn right at the end of the road, why should you keep your position correct? To allow other drivers to pull out in front of you, to give a better view into the road that you are joining, to help other road users know what you intend to do, and to allow drivers to pass you on the right. So why do we keep good position in good time or correct position in good time? Because that gives other road users a message that what you intend to do, what your intentions are. So the correct option is to help other road users know what you intend to do. That's your correct option. Question 11. Why should you never wave people across at pedestrian crossing? So if you stop your car at a pedestrian crossing, why you shouldn't wave? You shouldn't do that. Why? Let's check the answer. Another vehicle may be coming. They may not be looking. It's safer for you to carry on. They may not be ready to cross. So if you wave to pedestrian, maybe another vehicle is coming from other side and that vehicle may hit them. So it's not good practice. So just stop there, wait for them to cross in their own time and then carry on. Question 12. What must you do when the amber light is flashing at Pelican Crossing? If the amber light is flashing, where? Pelican Crossing. Flashing on and off, on and off. What should you do? You should stop and wait for the green light. You should stop and wait for the red light. You should give way to pedestrian waiting to cross. you should give way to pedestrian already on the crossing. So if the amber light is flashing, it means you can go if the road is clear. But if pedestrians are already on the crossing, then you should wait for them, give way to them. Once they complete their crossing, then you carry on. Question 13. Which color follows the green signal at a puffin crossing? So, if it's a puffin crossing, what comes after the green signal? Steady red, flashing amber, steady amber, or flashing green. So it's steady amber light. Question 14. What should you do if you are being followed by an ambulance showing flashing blue light? Ambulance is following you and is flashing blue lights. What should you do? Pull over as soon as it is safe to do so. Accelerate hard to get away from it. Maintain your speed and course. Brake harshly and stop well out into the road. The good practice is you should pull over, you should move out of the way as soon as it is safe to do so. So option number 1 is your answer. Question 15. Who should obey diamond-shaped traffic sign? So it's talking about this shape. This shape is not circle, this is not square, this is diamond shape. So this diamond shape traffic sign or speed sign is for tram drivers, for bus drivers, lorry drivers, or taxi drivers. So this is for tram drivers. So they should follow this speed limit. Question 16. On a road where trams operate, which vehicles will be most at risk from the tram rails? So let's say in your town center there are trams operating. Which of these can be at risk from the tram rails? Cars, cycles, buses, or lorries? It's cycles. Question 17. What type of emergency vehicle is fitted with a green flashing beacon? So we know that emergency vehicles, they have blue lights, they have amber lights. But what type of emergency vehicle has green flashing signal? Is it fire engine, road grader, ambulance, or doctor's car? It's doctor's car. Question 18. Which vehicle will use a blue flashing beacon? So here it's asking you about a blue flashing light. Motorway maintenance, bomb disposal, snowplow, breakdown recovery. So bomb disposal will use blue flashing light. The rest of them, they will use amber light. Question 19. You are approaching an unmarked crossroads. How should you deal with the junction? So if the crossroad is unmarked, there are no junction marked on that, how are you going to deal with that? Accelerate and keep to the middle, accelerate and look to the left, slow down and look both ways, slow down and keep to the right. So the best practice is you will slow down, do your observation right and left. If it's clear, then you carry on. Question 20. You are in a line of traffic. What action should you take if the driver behind is following very closely? So you are in a traffic line, the driver behind is following very closely, which is called tailgating. So what should you do? You should signal left and wave the driver behind to come past. Move over to position just left of the center line of the road. Ignore the driver behind and continue to travel within the speed limit, or slow down, gradually increasing the gap between you and the vehicle in front. So the correct option is this one. Slow down, gradually increasing the gap between. This word is between, guys. And you need to increase the gap. So if that driver is coming very close to you, what should you do? You should increase the gap between you and the vehicle in front. That is good practice. Question 21. Why is it dangerous to drive too close to the vehicle ahead? So you are following someone and you are driving very close to that vehicle. What can this cause? So this can cause your view of the road ahead will be restricted, your sat nav will be confused, your engine will overheat, your mirrors will need adjusting. So it will cause restriction to your view. You won't be able to see clearly because you are driving very close to that vehicle. You cannot see what's happening ahead. So that's why keep a safe gap. Question 22. You are driving on a clear night. Which lights should you use if the national speed limit applies and there is a steady stream of oncoming traffic? You are driving on the motorway, it's clear night, national speed limit applies. Which light should you use? Dipped headlights, fog lights, full beam headlights, side lights. So you should use dipped headlights. Question 23. You're driving at night on an unlit road. Unlit road means there is not too much light. It's not well lit, little bit darker. What should you do if you are following another vehicle? You should switch off your headlights, use full beam headlights, flash your headlights, or use dipped headlights. So you should use dipped headlights. Question 24. When should you leave a 2-second gap between your vehicle and the one in front? So a 2-second gap when it's raining, when it's dry, when it's icy, when it's foggy. So we keep 2-second time gap when it is dry. If it's wet, then there are 4-second, double. If it's icy, then you will increase to 20-second. So make sure you remember these. Question 25. What does it mean if the sign at a bus lane shows no times of operation? So if you look at this sign, this is for bus lane. Taxis and cycles, they can go in this. But there is no time mentioned that what time to what time this bus is going to go, or taxis or cycles. Obviously, this is not for taxis and cycle. It's for buses only. But these guys can also use them instead of you as a private car. You cannot use that. But there is no time mentioned. So what does it mean? The lane is in operation 24 hours a day. The lane is only in operation daylight hours. The lane isn't in operation. The lane is only in operation at peak times. So if there is no time mentioned, remember that lane is for 24/7. So this lane is in operation 24 hours a day. Question 26. What should you do if a vehicle pulls out in front of you at a junction? So let's say you left a gap and another vehicle pulls out from the side road in front of you. You should slow down and be ready to stop, accelerate past it immediately, swerve past it and sound your horn, flash your headlights and drive up close behind. So remember, this chapter is all about attitude. You should keep your attitude good with others, good manners on public roads. So what you need to do, you need to slow down and be ready to stop. You need to present yourself as a good driver. Question 27. What should you do if you are driving a slow-moving vehicle on a narrow winding road? Guys, you need to understand the question. You are driving a slow-moving vehicle, means your car or your vehicle is not following the speed limit, is going very slow, and the road is not like very open road, it's very narrow road, and also the shape of the road is like a snake, so it's going like that. So what should you do? Pull in when you can to let the vehicles behind overtake. Give a left signal when it is safe for vehicles to overtake you. Keep well out to stop vehicles overtaking dangerously. Wave the vehicles behind to come past you if you think they can overtake quickly. So the best practice is you need to pull in when you can to let the vehicle behind overtake, because you are driving slow, so you shouldn't hold other drivers. Let them go. Question 28. You are driving along this road. So look at this road, it's dual carriageway. What should you do if the red car cuts in close in front of you? So you are driving in the left-hand lane and this guy overtakes you, but it cuts in very closely. You should drop back to leave the correct separation distance. You should flash your headlights several times. You should accelerate to get closer to the red car. You should give a long blast on the horn. I understand it's really annoying when somebody overtakes you and cuts in very closely. It's not safe, it's dangerous. It's not only annoying, it's dangerous. Yeah, you get angry. I understand that. It's very frustrating also. But we are talking about attitude, so you need to keep good manners. So what you need to do, you need to drop back to leave the correct separation distance. So slow down. Slow down and keep the distance, because if it's distance between you and the vehicle in front, then you can easily control that. If you are too close, then it's hard to control in case of emergency stopping. Question 29. You're driving in traffic at the speed limit for the road. What should you do if the driver behind is trying to overtake? You're driving on the normal speed limit. The guy who is desperate behind you to overtake, what should you do? Keep a steady course and allow the driver behind to overtake. Accelerate to get away from the driver behind. Move closer to the car ahead so the driver behind has no room to overtake. Wave the driver behind to overtake when it is safe. So the correct option is keep a steady course, means carry on slowly and allow the driver behind to overtake, and let the driver behind to go to overtake you, because maybe they are in emergency. Question 30. You are approaching a zebra crossing. What should you do if pedestrians are waiting to cross? So if pedestrians are already waiting to cross there, what should you do? You should give way to older and infirm people only. You should slow down and prepare to stop. Use your headlights to indicate they can cross. Wave at them to cross the road. So the correct option is slow down and prepare to stop. Question 31. What should you do when a person herding sheep asks you to stop? So you are driving on a countryside road, there are loose sheep, and the person who is a shepherd asks you to stop. What should you do? Continue on, but drive slowly. Try to get past quickly. Ignore them as they have no authority. Stop and switch off your engine. So the correct option is you should stop and switch off your engine. That's the best practice. Question 32. What should you do when you are overtaking a horse and a rider? So there is a horse rider on the road and you want to overtake them. What should you do? Remember, manners, good manners. You need to be an example of a good driver. Flash your headlights as a warning? No. Go past slowly and carefully. Sound your horn as a warning. Go past as quickly as possible. So if you look at first and third and fourth option, warning, warning, quickly. This is not good for safety point of view. So the only correct option is go past slowly
and carefully. Question 33. You are driving behind a large goods vehicle. What should you do if it signals left but steers to the right? So guys, remember, when you are following a large vehicle, a lorry, a truck, so they give a signal to turn left but steers to the right. Position is going towards right. You should be very careful. So what are the correct options? Let's talk about that. You should overtake on the right because it's going left. Hold your speed and sound your horn. Slow down and let the vehicle turn. Drive on, keeping to the left. No. What you need to do, you need to understand this question. You are following a large goods vehicle. It's a truck, it's a lorry, it's a bus. You are following them and they are giving left indicator, left signal, but position is towards the right. What should you do? You should stay behind because they need more room to turn. They need more space to turn. So slow down and let the vehicle turn. Which instrument panel warning light would show that headlights are on main beam? It's going to be light A, light B, light C, or light D. So it shows you the lights on the main beam. That's light A. So correct option is light A. Question 35. You're driving a car that has a diesel engine. What can a loose filler cap on your fuel tank cause? So loose filler cap means the lid on your car fuel tank is loose, is not tightened. So what should you do? It can make the engine difficult to start. It can make the road slippery for other road users. It can improve your vehicle's fuel consumption. It can increase the level of exhaust emissions. So the correct option is, if your filler cap is loose, then it's going to make the road slippery for other road users. So if the road is slippery, there is no grip on the road, the driver can cause accident. Question 36. What should you do to avoid fuel spillage? Check that your fuel gauge is working. Check that your filler cap is securely fastened. Check that your tank is only 3/4 full. Check that you have used a locking filler cap. So what you need to do, you need to check option number 2, that your filler cap is securely fastened. It's tight enough. Question 37. You are approaching a red light at a puffin crossing. Pedestrians are on the crossing. When will the red light change? When the pedestrians push the button on the far side of the crossing, when a driver from the opposite direction reaches the crossing, when you start to edge forward onto the crossing, when the pedestrians have cleared the crossing. So the correct option is when the pedestrians have cleared the crossing. This word is crossing. So then the light will change. Question 38. You are waiting in a traffic queue at night. How can you avoid dazzling drivers behind you? So dazzling means when you cannot see clearly, when you see like there is too much light in your eyes, it's dazzling. So you cannot see clearly. So what should you do? So you are waiting in a traffic queue at night. How can you avoid dazzling drivers behind you? So the drivers who are waiting behind you, how can you avoid dazzling them? Balance the clutch with the accelerator? No. Use the parking brake and foot brake together? No. Use the parking brake and release the foot brake. Keep your foot on the foot brake. So the correct option is number 3. So if you want to avoid dazzling drivers behind you, you should use the hand brake or the parking brake. Release the foot brake, because when your foot brake is on, there is red light behind you and that causes dazzling the drivers behind. Question 39. What style of driving causes increased risk to everyone? Competitive, responsible, considerate, defensive. So the correct option is competitive. If you compete with other drivers on the road, that's not good practice at all. That's not good manners on public roads. You shouldn't be doing that because you are putting yourself and others at risk.
So guys, this was chapter number 2 about car theory test. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.